Hello, welcome back. Today I'm bringing you the next installment of our Celebrate mini album. If you're interested in seeing the entire playlist, I'm going to link it up here. And if you liked any part of this series, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. In our last part of this series, we created 2 folders that go in these side pockets. We didn't decorate them yet. We'll do that soon. Today we're going to make this vertical folder for the top loading pocket. You'll see that it is pretty simple in design. It has a small pocket in the front and it loads this way. The flaps, or the 2 sides, are not even on this folder. I used an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, so that is the 11-inch length. If you wanted to add to it to make it full size, you definitely could do that before you add those white photo mats. So let's get started. Now there's an error on my example here. I'll point it out in a second. But we are going to start out with one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and across the top we're going to cut 5 3/4, and then we're going to leave it 11 inches. And then we're going to go ahead and score at 6 inches and 6 1/4. Go ahead and set this long strip aside for later. I have my folds here at 6 and 6 1/4 inches, and I have those scored. Now we're going to go ahead and make our pocket. Our pocket is from a sheet of cardstock that is 6 3/4 inches across the top and 3.5 down the side. So once you get that cut out, what you're going to do is you're going to score 1/2 inch in from each side. So that'll look like this. I went ahead and scored it here, and you'll see that I also went ahead and mitered those corners. I just cut a little bit of the bulk out of the bottom end. So you might be thinking that we need to mat this piece before we put on the pocket. But when I go back to the original, you can see that I used one 6 by 6 piece of scrapbook paper on this front. Just cut it, and it is just nestled down there about 1/4 of an inch or so behind the pocket, so it's not a full piece back there. So to make it easier to glue down the pocket, I go ahead and lay my folder flat. And then I just add some art glitter glue to those little folded tabs on this pocket. And then also 1 bead of glue right across the bottom. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. I just take the tab and try to line it up as good as I can, and then the other tab and line it up. It could be bowed just a tiny bit in the middle, but that's okay. It's a pocket. And then I want to make sure that I add some pressure across the bottom to adhere that. So to make our mats for the folder, we're going to take one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. We're going to go ahead and cut it at 5 3/4, and then we're going to make two pieces that are 4 3/4 and 5 3/4. So you have one that is 4 3/4 by 5 3/4, and one 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And here they are, by the magic of the internets. So we're going to go ahead and just glue these in. This is pretty simple. Just going to add some art glitter glue here and try to line it up as even as possible. We want a pretty even mat of the black all the way around this white sheet of cardstock. And of course, I generally don't get this right the first time. So I adjust my angle just to make it easier. Go ahead and burnish that a little bit just to make sure it's all adhered, there's no air bubbles behind it, and then go ahead and glue down the companion piece right there. So I don't know how you're feeling about it, but I think the base of our album is coming together pretty nicely. And what we're going to do in our next video is we're going to go ahead and break out the 6x6 paper pad and start matting some of our sheets. So if you put your 6x6 aside, or you need to pick one up, we're going to go ahead and do that in our next video. The base is not complete, but we'll do the waterfall after we start decorating the inside of the book. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, safety first.